This video is an adjunct to the October 2014 Echidna PIE project series and shows you step-by-step how to edit and combine the marigold petals for the applique chiffon double drawstring bag for the Echidna with shears lessons. Full instructions for the project can be downloaded from echidnaclub.com. You'll see the link below. While you could probably get the same result on the Brother ScanNCut, I really prefer doing most of my setups on the Brother Canvas site, which is where I am right now. You'll need to create a free account, and while you don't need a Brother ScanNCut to use the site, I don't really think there's much reason to use one unless you're creating files for this popular digital cutter. First, let me show you what the full Marigold Applique design looks like. For this series of projects and lessons, we're working with the birth month flowers of the year. Marigold is one of the flowers for October. This design, as shown, is optimized for a 200 by 200 millimeter sewing field. Now I've also split up the pieces for this project into smaller hoops so that you can combine them and sew them on a smaller machine. I've also included individual elements that you can use to create your own projects. So for this project, we're only using the center flower motif. I include PDF, SVG, and FCM, which is the format for the Brother ScanNCut, with nearly all of my machine embroidery applique designs. These files are set up with one file per color used in my sample. So for the marigold, there's a file for the outer petals, the inner orange petals, the yellow centers, the green leaves, and I usually include a file that has all the pieces in it. That means if we want to cut just the pieces for this flower, we're going to need to do some editing. So here's a photo of our project. Instead of the vibrant cottons that I used on the full-size design, I've used sheer fabrics and layered them for additional color behind the inner petals. The templates for this design are set up to cut out the center petal area, so I'll need to make a few changes. On the Canvas website, begin by creating a new project. I'm just going to call mine Marigold. And then I'll need to upload the files. Now this button, it says SVG, allows you to import either an SVG or an FCM file. Remember, I said I included them both with the design, so you could pick either from this group or this group. And I like to work with the SVGs. So the nice thing about the SVGs is you can preview them in your operating system and see what they look like. You can't really see the FCM files unless you upload them or look at them on your cutter. Here are the petals for the outer flower, and I'm going to get rid of these. I'll just select them and hit delete, and I'll move this one up, and you can see that I have the outer petal and then I've cut away this inside area, and it's because I don't want too much bulk here. I'm going to put another flower there, and then I'm going to have another center on the inside, so that would be 3 layers in the middle. Now I didn't cut out the center on the small one, which you'll see in just a moment, because it's just kind of a little tiny. And I also plan that you might be cutting these by hand. Let's remove the center, move the outside over, and we'll import some inner petals. And just to show that you can do either one, I'll choose the FCM this time. And there are the inner petals. And you can see I didn't cut anything out on the inside of those. So we'll get rid of that. And we'll move that over. And now I need the flower center. So once again, upload, choose a file, and flower centers, choose, OK, and we'll get rid of these small ones. Now for my project, I'm going to cut both of these pieces out of the same color fabric. So I'm just going to arrange them over to the side like that. And then I'm going to move this one up here. And let's zoom in because it's probably difficult to see what we have going on here. Let's take that up to about 70% and see what we can see. There we go. Here I have my pieces arranged. And now I'm ready to save them and take them to my cutter. You can cut multiple pieces of fabric on the same mat. You don't have to cut one piece of fabric at a time, particularly when they're small like this. And so this will give me a good idea what size I need to cut my fabrics. So I can see that I need about a 6.5 inch by 4.25 inch. So I like to cut my pieces about a 1/2 inch bigger than what I really need. And this one is pretty small over here. This will also give me a good idea of where I need to place my fabrics on my mat. So I like to leave this open while I'm preparing my fabrics and putting them on my mat, getting them ready to go. Of course, you always want to scan your fabric on your cutter to make sure that you're not cutting through your mat, which yes, I've done that. So to save it, well, first of all, we want to save it on the website. So I'll click this button. This is the new, or the save button, and it's saving this now to the website. So if I were to go to my projects, I'd see all the files that I've saved up here. And only I can see them, or people that have my login information can see them. So you're secure there. Then I want to download them. So I click the download button, left click it, and if I right click on this, the file name, then I can just choose download links file as, and I can just save it to this area, drag it to my stick, and take it to my cutter. So that's all there is to it. You have a lot of tools on the website. You can copy and paste on this screen. You can't copy from this screen to another screen because it is the web. You can merge files, so you kind of saw me do that. You can delete pieces. You can move pieces around. You can rotate in small little increments like that. For maybe I needed to really squish these in. Maybe I want to, rotate the designs because I don't have a lot of fabric. I could kind of squish them together like that. So you have a lot of flexibility in the software, and it's so much easier to see than the little tiny screen on the cutter. So I use this a lot. So I hope you'll give this a shot. It's easy to do, and it makes your life a lot simpler. Are you still wondering what Echidna PIE is that I mentioned at the beginning? PIE is an acronym for Platinum Inspiration and Embroidery, and it's hosted on the echidnaclub.com.au website, and it's a project series that was launched in July 2014. Each month we have a new lesson and a new project complete with the designs as they're released. So this year all of our projects are based on this birth month flowers of the year. So some of them will be applique, some of them will be red work, some of them will be filled. Sometimes we'll work with the whole big applique version. Sometimes we'll just pull out pieces and play with them like this. So this month we're working with sheer fabrics, and you have to look at a design differently than if you're working with opaque fabrics. Even if you start late, you can still go back and get the previous month's projects. Really, Echidna PIE is an online embroidery club that you can join and take whenever, wherever is convenient for you. To learn more about how to get your slice of pie, visit Lindy G Embroidery. I've included links to an actual post in the text below, so you can go there and find out a little bit more about it. Thanks for watching.